Welcome back to Nishikigoi, India people. This is Sid here. Today we're doing an episode on quarantine tanks, IBC tanks. Um, Basically, before we get into this, I'm just going to explain why you need a quarantine. If if you keep koi, if you have a pond, you should make sure you have a quarantine tank in your house or in your space, because there's going to be a lot of times when you're going to need to treat your koi, or when you buy brand new koi, that you have to kind of make sure that there are no diseases passed on to the other fish, and so that you can also, so that you're able to kind of treat in a separate pond instead of in your pond. Because if you keep doing that, you're going to be destroying the ecosystem. You're going to have to keep changing the water. You're going to have to keep setting up from scratch. Yeah. These are intermittent bulk containers. They're used basically in shipping to hold chemicals or transport chemicals and liquids, oils, things like that. I really like to use them because they're quick to set up, they're strong, they're a long-term solution. They've got the bottom drains, they've got the marking for the literage or the capacity that's in there at that point of time. So you can always be sure when you're treating that you have an exact, that you know the exact quantity of water in that tank. Um, they're big plastic containers with metal support structure around it, a metal frame that supports the structure, so you know that it'll last a long, long time. We're going to take you around how to set up these IBCs.
So we've now decided to cut the IBCs in this shape so that we can kind of have the opening at the same side as the bottom drain, and that's pretty much what we learned from the last IBCs that we cut. So we've got our tanks cut out nicely. We're gonna pipe up the CPFs. Right now we're only gonna use 2 tanks. I'm gonna leave the other 3 and the one that we moved to that corner to kind of store water in, dechlorinated. And we're also gonna switch the pipes on these 2 IBCs so that we can, clean it up.
A couple of different ways that I figured out we can set them up in. One is to cut off the entire top. Second is to cut off a portion so that you have that long-term rigidity in place, and so that you have the rest of the cover, that the covering, the covering, like 70% of the tank is then covered, and you only have to deal with the bit that you've cut out. I've run multiple types of filtration on these IBCs. I've tried DIY setups and things like that, and I've kind of concluded that the best filter for me are these modular CPFs. They're just so cheap, they're so easy. They've got UV, they've got mechanical, they've got a little bit of biological. It's like a 2-minute ordeal to backwash them and clean them out. You don't even have to get your hands dirty. The new ones, I've kind of set up better filtration on bigger brand new canisters with heavier pumps. They're churning 6,000 liters on a 1,000-liter IBC, so you're churning that water 6 times an hour. You can tone that down to about 4,000 liters, so 4 times an hour. And right now they're all running at 4,000 liters an hour. Less consumption and a little less stress on the fish. Apart from that, I'm also setting up a Helia, and the 6 IBCs, a Helia 120. Sorry, 5 IBCs. This is so that if a fish is too weak or too sick, then I can kind of turn off the canister to stop the flow and just run the system on biosponges with nice amount of aeration in the water. Uh, so that was that, people. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this content is useful for you and helps you guys with your ponds and your setups. We've got a lot of videos planned. There's no point showing you guys a Nexus filter because they're just not available here. And if you do end up buying it, it's like 3 lakh rupees. That's what is that? $6,000. So I'm just going to be taking. If you're wondering why we're not doing that, is because we're trying to promote the hobby here. We're trying to make sure Indians have something. Everybody in India has something to kind of refer to if they need some information on their koi. And our plan is that over the next 6 months, with these videos, we want to be able to put out key information that not everybody's aware of. Every time we go and search something online, it's always, uh, you know, it's always for much colder climates and the European climates and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.